So, we talked about the Delta Blues, and I'm definitely not, I'm not a real Delta Blues player. It's just for some reason I kind of skipped over it. It's just a sound and a style that's been done so well by so many people. I think the interesting thing to me about the Delta Blues is that the fact that it kind of originated just south of Memphis, and the fact that it's kind of in that beautiful musical journey from the Deep South, from New Orleans up the Mississippi River, and then once it was established, how it turned into the early days of rock and roll and rockabilly and Memphis and Sun Records and things like that, and then continued up the river, through St. Louis and the blues, and became much more sophisticated. By the time it got to Chicago, and of course everyone's aware of, the Chicago blues style, which is much more urban, a little bit more sophisticated, but it all evolved from the Delta Blues. It all was an outgrowth of the Delta Blues. There was there's something about the Chicago blues. It's here again, so well done by so many people over the years. But I think there was a cool transitional period of time. With John Lee Hooker, and especially John Lee Hooker and Lightning Hopkins, recording in Chicago, but still having that really rural thing going on. So I heard in the early '60s, I heard some recordings, early John Lee Hooker and Lightning Hopkins recordings, where you could almost tell that they were making that transition from the rural blues that they grew up with and that they knew so well, but all of a sudden they were in the big city, and it changed everything. So this is kind of my version of a song that was written. It was actually written in 1940, but it was recorded by many people. Ray Charles did a version of it, and Rolling Stones did a version of it. So many people have done versions of this song.